Well, hello there and good afternoon. So, yesterday we were talking about the top 5 reasons that caregivers moved a loved one. And today I want to tell you what I think are the top 3 considerations that a person who's moving their loved one or person with dementia into an alternative living environment, and I'm mostly talking about assisted living here or any place that's out of your home, the top 3 considerations that a person should consider when they are moving their loved one. So the first consideration is going to be the quality of care and staff training. So when you're going and you're looking at facilities that you've narrowed down to, just make sure that the facility has staff members who are well trained and experienced in dementia care. Obviously, if you're going to a memory care unit with your person, you can pretty much expect that that staff is trained in dementia care, but definitely don't take that for granted. Make sure you're asking those wellness directors, those executive directors, the people in charge, how are your staff trained and educated, and what type of person, meaning what's their title, what are their credentials, are taking care of my loved one while I have them placed here in your facility. Look for a good staff to patient or resident ratio. Specialized dementia care programs often will have a 10-to-1, a 5-to-1 staff to resident ratio. It's important that you know how many staff members are on each shift when your person is there, because typically the daytime shift has more people than the nighttime shift. So you're just going to want to make sure that they're actually counting care staff and not people like the cook and housekeeping as bodies in place. Make sure that these people, that the ratio is care staff to resident ratio. And what is the philosophy of the place that you're taking your loved one? Is it person-centered care? Because I think that that's really super important to have a facility that has person-centered care. Because just like I said yesterday, one size fits all in dementia definitely doesn't work. And then you're going to want to talk to them about how do they manage behaviors and how do they manage your person if something happens. The second thing to consider when you're moving your person into a alternative living environment is the environment and safety. When you go into the facility, you should feel safe. You should feel comfortable. And you should feel that the people that you see sitting at the tables or around the common areas look like they're being supported in their needs. You know, are they wet? Are they soiled? Is it smelly in there? Those are important things to think about. When you're looking at secure facilities, make sure that if your person is a wanderer and that's why you're moving them from your home into an assisted living memory care unit, make sure that those facilities have wander guard in place. Do the doors, lock tight? Are you able to push the door open after 6 to 7 seconds? Or do they actually have those really cool door decals that look like bookshelves or alternatives to exit so that they don't think that there's the exit right there? Is the environment calming? Do they have structure in their environment with an activities director or somebody coming in and providing activities for your person with dementia? Is it a home-like atmosphere? Because you can go into really big facilities where there's hundreds of people, or you can choose a smaller group home type environment where there's like 6 to 7 people. So depending on what type of environment you want for your person, it could be very homey, it could be, semi-homey, or it could be more like a nursing home or skilled nursing facility. So look for those things that you think that you want. And then just make sure to find out about their policies on handling medical emergencies, medication management, and the availability if they have on-site medical staff or if they have people coming in, like what our group does? Do they have the therapies available to your person? Occupational therapy, speech therapy, or physical therapy, or can it be ordered into the home where your person's staying? And what programs do they have in place that promote mental health and physical well-being? The third thing that you should consider when you're looking at alternative living is, how is this facility going to communicate with you? You want to make sure that you're choosing a facility that has sort of the same values that you do, and make sure that they facilitate open communication between care staff, executive staff, and you as the family member, because that's really super important. You've got your people who are doing the day-to-day, work with your family member, getting them in and out of the shower, taking them to meals. They go in and out of their room, so they have day-to-day interaction with your family member. And then you have the executive staff who, sort of sits at the top and helps mitigate some of the issues at a higher level. So just make sure that you have direct line communication, and it's open communication between all staff members in the facility. And then find out how they update you on your loved one's condition. Is there a care plan in place? Individualized care plans are the best. I said that previously. And you just want to make sure that they're doing regular updates to your person's plan of care, and especially if something changes. If your person goes to the hospital, they have a medical emergency, they've had a heart attack, they've had a stroke, or maybe it's something minor like they've had a urinary tract infection and they come back. What gets updated to the care plan, and how are those updates communicated with you? How frequently do they have family meetings? And what are the opportunities for your involvement in things like activities? How often are they having activities, and can you participate in those activities? I think that these are the three most important things to me when I'm working with families here in my community. These seem to be the three things that the three factors that family members bring up with me: the quality of care and the staff training, the environment in the home and the safety measures that they have in place, and number three, how is that facility going to communicate with you, and how much involvement can you have with your loved one while they're living in that facility? By involvement, I don't mean coming to visit. I mean, if they're having activities, are you able to participate? Are you able to do things with the facility? And what are their policies on, visiting with your person and being with them? So if you have any experience where you have gone out yourself, you've looked at facilities, you've vetted those facilities out, what were those things that you looked for when you were looking for a place for your loved one? Drop them in the comments below. If you know somebody that's currently looking for a facility, share this out with them, because the more we share, the more we learn, and the more we work together, the more we're going to change and evolve the way that we treat caregivers that are caring for people with dementia. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care.